My name is Grigoryan. I'm a full-time wedding photographer based in Westfield, Massachusetts. I started very early. When I was 2-3 years old, I was attending darkrooms of my father in the local university, and then I was doing photography during my school years up to the high school. When I went to university, in addition to my curriculum, which is IT related, I was often sent to take pictures. And once I was sent across the country to St. Petersburg to take pictures of anniversary of a very famous Russian poet, Pushkin, and there were gatherings of very famous actors, so it was very interesting for me to do it. And I fell in love with this particular photojournalistic approach of photography. And then after that, I was still doing even weddings, and when I came back from army, by the way, I was in the Russian army, Soviet army, and I was doing photography there as well. So when I came back, I was doing some weddings, and when we came to this country, I was continuing doing photography on the side. As I said, I was doing photojournalistic work as a side job at university while studying IT. And when we came to this country, I was pursuing IT career. I was working as IT manager in a big company, doing the photography, wedding photography and videography on the side. And I really loved what I was doing. When in 2011 my company moved my position to Texas, I had a decision to make, go and pursue IT career further or go full-time photography. So I decided to go photography, and no regrets. I love what I do, and basically I don't have to work. I do what I like to do, and it pays my bills. That's it. 3 different stages would be probably preparation stage, when you talk to the client, when you do initial meeting and maybe engagement session to know him better. And the second stage would be the wedding day photo shoot or video shoot. And the third stage, obviously, and the longest, is the developing or working, editing on the videos or photos. It's very important to know computers nowadays because all these cameras are computers, basically. Digital photography combines IT and photography, so it was perfect marriage right here. I was IT by education and was a photographer in my heart. So digital photography is my thing. And in terms of education, as I said, I had IT education, and I was teaching photography classes, and I gave an interview to a New York radio station a couple of years ago, answering the same question. And I said the most important thing, not the most important, but the 3 important things in photography are: first, lowest level equipment, maybe like something like this, very affordable and small, something like this, and I use these cameras to shoot weddings, or something like this, which is very expensive medium format cameras that I use for specific applications, such as like interior shootings or landscape or studio shootings. But this is the not most important part, because some people are asking, what camera are you shooting with? You know, this is not that important. The second level, talking about the education, it's the knowledge of the equipment. You should know, you have to know how to use it. You have to know what aperture is and shutter speed is and ISO is and how it works and what depth of field is and that kind of stuff. So yes, you have to know it. You gotta have some education, but not necessarily college degree. You can learn it off YouTube, you know. And the third, or I would say first, the most important aspect of it, it's the gift. It's a gift from God, I think. It's ability to see the light. Because photography derived from 2 words. Photo is a light, and grapho is the drawing. So basically you should see the light. All 3 combined makes you a photographer. That's my vision. The skills, I would say you have to be diligent. You have to be very careful with the timing. You have to be right on time all the time when you say so. It's very important because you cannot be late to a wedding. And social skills, so you have to be not only photographer, but father, mother, sister, brother, pastor, and the clown sometimes, you know, for the bride and groom, to get emotions you want. And the ability to work under stress as well, it's very important, because when you have 20 minutes to shoot the photo session like I did in San Diego, like it was 2008, we had only like 20, 30 minutes. It was stressful. It was very stressful, but we did a pretty good job. So yeah, that's what it is. As I mentioned before, I mean, to start photography business, you should at least have 2 cameras and maybe 2 or 3 lenses. You don't need to go very high and very expensive equipment, but I would say $2,000 maybe to get the 2 not expensive cameras, 2, 3 lenses, and some lighting equipment like flashes and other kind of stuff. But the most important thing, as I said, you have to know how to use it. Because to me, to be honest, it doesn't really matter which camera I will be shooting wedding with. I can do wedding pretty easily with this small camera, but there's always something. The reason is why I went for this camera rather than these. For example, this one has 2 cards, so it's redundancy. It's easier to use, it's better autofocus, that kind of stuff. But I mean, everything can be done with a smaller camera like this, but you have to have a backup. So I would say $2,000 at least. Okay, the main thing I want to see in the employee or someone who's going to replace me is the love and passion for the job that they do. This is one of the most important things. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to achieve results that you want to achieve. So if you go to work as you go to work, it's totally different thing. If you go to work and have fun and love what you do, that's the beautiful thing. On the personal level is my family. I love my family. I have 5 kids and 8 grandkids, and I love taking pictures of them. So it's a lot of fun, and it's the history. And I was always talking about photography as the ability to go back in time. So when I sit down sometimes, especially now, when we have a problem with the virus all over the world, I'm going through my archives and I'm looking at the old pictures, and I'm enjoying it, sometimes even to tears, you know, looking at the old pictures. On the professional level, accomplishment. I do weddings, and every wedding is a different thing. Every wedding, when you work on pictures, you see that something different happening all the time. Although almost all pictures are kind of been done before, nothing is new, but emotions are new, people are new. I'm not talking about poses, but it's about emotions in the people. Plus, I mean, I really love to do photography and serve the Lord with my photography gifts that He gave me. So that's what it is. My biggest struggle probably was when I lost my job, and I have a big question how to provide for family, and that after praying, there was a big decision made to go full-time photography. And since then, I mean, God providing enough to pay bills and live life and not worrying about food or anything else. Yeah, I'm not driving a fancy cars. My cars are both 15 years old, but they're very reliable, and I'm happy with what we have. Yeah, to be honest, I mean, I accept everything in my life as a gift from God. And whatever happened in my life happened for a reason. So no regrets. This is a very important question in life. I had my father's friend a long time ago. He was very big. He had very big position in construction. He was making a lot of money. And once we had a conversation with him, and I was probably around 18, 19 years old, right before, college student, right before I went to Army. He said, "Karen, I make a lot of money, but I hate my job. Find something that you really love to do. And if you do it well enough and people pay you money, you're going to be the happiest person in the world." So this is how I've been taught, and this is what I found. Although it's not my career by education, as I said, I'm an IT person, but I really love what I'm doing right now, and I think I found exactly what I need. It is affecting our business, absolutely. We had the wedding that should have been around 400 people, and it was limited to no more than 25. And it was really hard for relatives just to be a father, mother, and the bride and groom and the bridal party, basically, and us photographers there. But I hope it's going to change, and we're going to have, again, weddings of 500 and 600 people that we usually have, and everything will be good. So here's my little office right here. I have a computer, monitor, speakers, second monitor for editing. And I forgot to mention, when I said $2,000 to start the business, I was talking about just cameras and lighting. Because computer would cost you probably another $1,000, if not $2,000, if you want to get the decent one with a good quality monitor. And that's my small room. I have a charging station here with the batteries and the printers and the speakers. And I have some audio equipment there as well. The TV to see the video production for the clients so they can sit down and see it. And my working corner right here where I do the editing, and I use Lightroom, Photoshop, and Adobe Premiere Pro for the video editing. That's it.